All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to be here. My name is Tanya Tolentino. I'm the market manager for Sacramento, Placer County, and El Dorado County. I started with American Home Shield in April of last year, so still new and kind of getting used to the real estate industry. A little bit about me, my background, I came from selling spirits. So this is all really fresh and new, but I do have a lot of support, and all of our management and coworkers have been super helpful and supportive while I'm in the field helping and supporting you guys. So I'm going to go over our next, our plans. If you want to, do you want me to just click? I can just click.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'll make it easier.
Yeah.
Where do I go?
Well, let's see. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay.
All right. So as of March of last year, we did increase our prices. There aren't going to be any price increases in 2025, is what I've been told. So we have 3 different plans, including our seller's coverage. So our first plan is the Shield Essential plan. And that's really just for the major systems in the home, which is our HVAC, ductwork, plumbing, and electrical. The Shield Plus covers appliances as well as the same systems as Shield Essential. But the difference with the Shield Plus is that we do offer also $10 off of a pound of refrigerant, and also $250 towards coverage in code violations, permits, and modifications. The Shield Complete offers a little bit more coverage than the Shield Plus. I honestly would recommend always going with the Shield Complete because we do cover free or unlimited refrigerant, which can end up costing a lot out of pocket. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the California rate of refrigerant. Are any of you guys familiar with that?
Kind of. I had a client one time that, we closed, and he had to call because his AC was not performing well. And I think it was going to be like $800, and it was covered. He spent $50 or something for someone to come out.
Yeah. So the rate for California is anywhere from 120 to 140 per pound of refrigerant, and one HVAC system alone can take anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds. So that's why it ends up costing so much. A lot of people don't know that. Even though the Shield Plus is a great plan, it's only covering $10. So, they're still going to end up paying a lot.
$10.
Yeah, just $10 off per pound compared to the Shield Complete, which would cover unlimited. And since we're in California, in a state where we easily reach over 100-degree temperature, HVAC claims is majority of what we receive, and it can cost a lot. So just to kind of eliminate some issues further down the road, I definitely would recommend going with the Shield Complete. Also, because it does offer up to $1,000 in coverage for code violations, permits, and modifications. So what that means is there's a Title 24 that gets triggered sometimes when you're having to work on an HVAC. It is mandatory in the state of California, and those can also cost a lot out of pocket. So when we end up going over there to your client's home doing a diagnosis, and they do have to turn off the power to do that replacement, that is what ends up triggering the Title 24. And what is going to cost a lot. I think it's usually like over $500 for the permit. Yeah. And so having that additional $1,000 coverage really helps with that. And then we also have a seller's coverage. So with a seller's coverage, it basically covers the home while it's on the market for 6 months. It's only $1.16 per day. And if the homeowner doesn't use that coverage while the home is on the market, they won't end up having to pay anything at the end of closing. It basically gets canceled.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but it is good to have, because if something does happen, it kind of keeps the sale on track, and
for instance, your fence thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you guys had any horror stories during the listing period?
The last 2 weeks, we've had multiple people that go to do the final walkthrough, and someone crashed into the house.
Oh my gosh.
2 different deals. And then another one was something else.
So that would probably be more homeowners insurance, because if that's the main structure of the home.
Oh.
We cover what's within the main foundation of the home.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So say if like an HVAC breaks down during the listing period, that coverage is going to help you.
Then they would only pay the $1.16 per day, but if they didn't use it, they don't pay anything.
No, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So say if once it closes, once the deal closes, the homeowner, they can always transfer the policy over to the homeowner, and the homeowner can take over the coverage and upgrade it to one of our Shield Essential, Shield Plus, or Shield Complete.
Okay.
Okay. And do any of you guys have any questions about our plans or coverage?
So it doesn't.
They can't talk.
They can.
Okay.
It doesn't. So it doesn't change based on square footage.
So it does. We don't have that here. So it's the property is over 5,000 square feet, then there is a price increase.
Over what?
Over 5,000 square feet.
Oh.
Yeah. Then there's a price increase. Unfortunately, it's not listed on our price sheet, but if any of you do need that information, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to get that over to you.
I have a quick question. It might be a tough one though. On the
No worries.
Shield Essential, the basic one, it says includes parts of those categories. Do we know how much coverage or how much it includes on, say, an HVAC or plumbing?
$15,000.
Oh, okay. So when parts of it, so if it's under 15,000, it's going to be fully covered.
Yeah. So it's a $15,000 limit per system for the entire year.
Okay.
So you've got a lot to work with there. There's not very, people usually don't go over that limit. Yeah.
Perfect.
Or at least I haven't seen that in my experience. Okay. And then, so right now we are currently offering a $35 off military discount for active military and veterans. This is also stackable with our realtor property owned discount, which is $50. So if any of you guys are looking to switch warranty companies and come over to American Home Shield, I'd be more than happy to apply both discounts to your plans. But it's also great if you have any clients that are military or veteran. Yeah. Okay. And then so when you guys, provide a home warranty to your clients and escrow closes, what happens after that? You guys give them a packet, and then is that kind of?
We don't even know.
You don't know. Okay. We don't even know. So we started a new program where our internal customer service reps will give your client a welcome call. And that's only if escrow closes. We're not going to go and solicit them if escrow falls through. During this welcome call, we will go over their plan, their coverages, their limits. We'll also give them an opportunity to modify or upgrade their plans. We also show them how to set up an account online and also how to submit a service request. So if they need to get a rekey service, they're already going to have that information. We just ask that you provide the buyer's information to your TC or to escrow or to me if I'm the one who's going to be placing the order for you guys. That way we can actually provide the service to your client. If not, our system requires for us to put some kind of information in there. So we'll more than likely put the buyer agent information. That way they can get the homeowner's info. But we really don't want that to happen because we want to avoid, us coming to you. We rather have a direct contact with your client to kind of just avoid any, problems down the road. And that way they're fully equipped and know exactly what to do or handle the situation when that time comes. Okay, and then so we have an NHD bundle package. So this is if your client ends up getting any one of our home warranty plans or seller coverage. So this is good. If you're already going to get seller's coverage, you have a listing, you can get an NHD for $25.
25. Oh.
Yeah. And then if not, we do have them for $50. And it says limited time offer, but that's actually going to be here to stay. $50. That's something that we're always going to offer. So even if you don't end up getting a home warranty plan with American Home Shield, we'll still honor that $50 NHD. Another good thing.
Not 25.
It's 50 so it's 25 if you get a home warranty with American Home Shield.
Right. Okay.
But if you don't get it, if you end up going with another home warranty company, then it's $50.
Okay.
Yeah. California state fire department came out with new SRA data in April. So if any, I don't know if any of you guys have already ordered an NHD with American Home Shield, but if you have, we can always send them an updated NHD report with that information at no cost. And it's kind of a good touching point to get back in contact with your client, keep establishing that relationship with them. And then, you might end up getting a lead out of that. So, okay. And then, we also came out with a new concierge line. I don't know if you guys have dealt with other home warranty companies, but calling the 1-800 customer service number is usually a pain in the butt. You're literally going around in circles, jumping through hoops just to try to get a hold of a live representative that can actually help you. We created a line just for our real estate partners. So brokers, realtors, TCs, escrow. This is not a line where you're going to get an automated service. You're actually going to get a direct representative that's going to be able to help you. Whether you need, you just have an inquiry, if you need to submit a service escalation, if you need to place an order, or if you have to do a proration or transfer of a policy. There's going to be times where I'm going to be in the field like I am today, having meetings. I won't be able to get to my phone quick enough as I would like. You would be able to call this line and they would be able to support you and pretty much anything you guys need. And if they can't, then you guys come to me and I'll go ahead and kind of escalate things a little bit further to get things moving along. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Do any of you guys have questions?
Yeah, what are things that people usually request but are not covered?
It's the refrigerant.
The refrigerant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of the times the condenser fan is what goes out first. I feel like is from my experience, when the condenser fan goes out, it will start causing the refrigerant to leak.
Okay.
And that's, when we have to go in. More than likely, any time that we go in, and this is with old home warranty companies, when they go in and work on an HVAC system, they're going to refill the refrigerant. That's just kind of standard and something that they do. These contractors do. So.
But if the HVAC's too old and the refrigerant's not up to code, yeah.
So that's a great question, because there's a lot of homes that are older. The manufacturers are not making these parts anymore. It can take some time. So I do want to stress that home warranties are not an emergency service. We're not a same-day service. We're really just meant for budget protection. It's just like a car warranty. Say if your tire gets a hole in it, those warranty companies are not going to replace the tire right away. They're going to continue to keep patching it, fixing it before it completely gives out. And that's exactly how all home warranties work. They're going to just keep on trying to repair the problem before replacing. We do have replacement options though. We have an HVAC upgrade program. So if the parts are not available, or if it's going to take too long and we're like in 114-degree weather, we can always offer a cash in lieu. So you guys, your client can just take the money of what it would have cost for us to repair it or replace it. Then they can go with another contractor and get it replaced and put that money towards that. Or they can go with the HVAC upgrade program, where they can purchase a new HVAC through American Home Shield at a discounted price and use that cash in lieu towards the new system. Yeah. So I do have I know somebody said that they wanted to get an updated brochure and price sheet. There's a QR code right there. That is our new rebranded price sheet and brochure. So make sure to save it. If anybody does have a property that is over 5,000 square feet, or if you have a tricky question about a property, feel free to reach out and I'm happy to answer your questions.
We've heard from some people that if posting it to our group chat, if you don't do a home inspection, that your home warranty may not be covered. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So not really. Like the home inspection actually helps. So say if our contractors go out to the home and they do a diagnosis on the HVAC and they say this is pre-existing, we can't work on it. This is something that has already happened. It's not due to wear and tear, but the inspection report is saying that everything is clear when they moved in. we can rebuttal what they're saying and provide the inspection report and say like, hey, when they moved in, everything was running smoothly. There were no problems.
So if people don't
Oh,
have
but if
a
they,
home inspection, because this is what we've been telling them,
Yeah.
is that if you don't have a home inspection, just so you know, your home warranty just may not cover a lot of this stuff.
it may not, and it's always so hard to say. It's hard for me to give an answer, like,
Oh, gotcha.
straight answer, not really knowing the exact situation or problem. But that can happen.
Okay.
They could say, and I will say, like, if, if there's things that will get denied on an HVAC system. So if there is dog urination on the fan outside and that's causing corrosion in the fan, that's going to be a complete denial. We're not going to work on it because that's not wear and tear. It's because a dog has,
Whether before or after?
whether before or after.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the same with like rodents or pests. If they're in there, like, gnawing at wires or something in the home, it's also going to be pre-existing. They're going to say we can't work on the wiring.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know, because for those of you online too, if you have a home inspector comment that, you need to be able to bring it up to the listing agent that, hey, the home warranty is not even going to count this because the seller let their dog pee on it. And so it just helps you negotiate.
Yeah, it's gonna cover your end, because you don't want to get their hopes up and then later get a home warranty and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for this all out of pocket. We're sorry.
Which I've had people say that.
Yeah,
They're like,
and it's tough. I mean, those things are like $20,000. It just costs a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, having these kind of plans are good for budget protection when things are failing due to wear and tear. And yeah, so like I said, the process on submitting a service request. So I'm saying this now because I know we're in our peak season and we're hitting really high temperatures. When a service request is submitted, it takes 24 to 48 hours for the contractor to pick up the dispatch. After they pick up the dispatch, they have a week to schedule the appointment. After the appointment gets scheduled, they do the diagnosis. Then they have to order the parts. The parts can also take some time.
Right.
And I'm always 100% transparent about this, because people always think that, as soon as they submit the work order, it's going to get taken care of like that. But it's unfortunately a process, but that's why we have other options in place. And if the HVAC were to break down, come to me. I can also help reimburse your client, for a temporary cooling system, just to give them some kind of comfort during that heat.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
Can I go back to the?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The pricing. Okay, I'm gonna let you do it. Yeah. So this is one of the things we've been talking about. So when you guys are writing your offers, if we get into a really competitive market, knowing these prices is good, because if you just say, because you can type these in. So in the purchase agreement, it'll have a section that says, home warranty to be with, you can pick American Home Shield, and it has a place where a lot of you put what is included.
Mhm.
You can pick the plan so that it's picked, but let's say you pick Shield Plus, just the 1 year, that first one, the 640/45, but you're trying to be competitive. You could put on there that the seller is to pay for it, but their cost is not to exceed 400, and that way the buyer pays that extra difference, just to be more competitive.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah, because there's a lot of times when I get the orders, I'm placing them and it's covered by the seller, not by the buyer's agent. That's why when we do the welcome call, it's so important to leave that their buyer's information, because if there's a limit from the seller, say if they're, like you said, they're only going to cover Shield Essential for $425. When we do the welcome call, we'll give the new homeowner a call, give them an opportunity to upgrade. They can pay the difference and go with the Shield Complete, and they don't have to pay it all up front. We can break it down into payment plans. So that way, later down the road, they have more coverage, and they're not, if they're stuck with the Shield Essential. Because I mean, if you guys are the buyer's agent and the seller is paying for it, they're not going to care what what the buyer's getting.
Right. Which that's why if you click, and so this has happened a lot, I'll just put the cost not to exceed $650, and the plan is to include the HVAC. But technically, that means Shield Essential 1 year for $425. I mean, it includes the HVAC to an extent. And so who's ordering it? It's always escrow. No one, it's sometimes a transaction coordinator, but no one asks, hey, which plan do you want? They just pick it.
That, you know, and that's kind of, I try my best because when they'll come to me, they won't give me any information. I'm like, can I please, you know, get the plan? Or like, I try to get in contact with the buyer's agent to go over the plans and options, and even the seller too, sometimes to say, hey, like, this is what it's, you know, this is what it's covering. It's not, I wouldn't go with it personally, not the Shield Essential.
Yeah.
But
if you have a listing and someone's trying to negotiate to get your seller to pay for it, you could always pull that and say, fine, if you guys won't go up in price, or if they offer too low, then counter them and say the seller will pay for the Shield Essential 1 year for $428.
yeah, $425. Yeah, $425. Yeah.
Save them a couple $100.
Yeah. Also, I know ADUs are blowing up
What about
here.
that?
So the ADUs, it's not listed on here either. But it's, so if the main property already has an American Home Shield home warranty and they put an ADU in the back, they want to add coverage to the ADU, it's only $200 more.
Hmm.
And then they could, you know, if they can do it with AC or without AC. And then if they were to do with the Shield, if they were going to go with the Shield Essential and add coverage to the ADU, it's only $100.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Any other questions?
No.
No.
Well done.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Did anyone online have any questions?